big money, y'all, is in finish. I looked at a Kincaid dresser, solid wood Kincaid dresser. And I said, okay, Dwayne, give me the numbers. Beautiful solid cherry, 72-inch dresser. I said, how much of the cost of that dresser is in the wood? Inside and out. How much wood do you think? Solid cherry dresser. All the wood inside and all the wood outside and all the wood they have to throw away to make it. How much do you think? And they lose 70% of every board when you're making solid wood furniture. How much do you think the percentage of the cost of that piece was?
40%.
You're way the hell high.
Nice. $45.
6 to 8% of the total cost was in the wood. You know what the number one species of wood I saw in Vietnam and China? Poplar. I saw rubber wood and poplar. You see it everywhere. There is no poplar that grows in China or Vietnam. It all comes out of the Appalachian Mountains here in the United States. And the wood is such a small percentage of the cost of the furniture that we cut it down here, ship it over there, they make furniture out of it, and ship it back. Then I asked him, how much for the finish on the dresser? Guess what he said? 64 to 73% of the cost was in the finish. Y'all, the money in furniture now is not in the wood. When you have these people come in and say, I saw this wonderful Amish stuff. I said, how much painting, how much distressing is on it? Oh, none. Well, there's a reason. That's all labor. You can't afford to do it. How much inlaid veneers? A little table over here. It's got reverse diamond match veneers and countergrain veneers. You don't see that on Amish furniture. It doesn't exist. You can't afford to do it. Let me show you something. I doubt y'all have seen any of this before, but it's important that you do. Anybody know what this is right here? They're cabriole legs for a cocktail table. And they have a form on them because they are going to be carved, like a ball and claw kind of leg. Okay, the machine can make a basic cut, but to get all these other cuts, you have to do them by hand. We did them that way in Martinsville, Virginia, 23 years ago. The hand carvers that did those were the highest paid people we had in the factories. Can you see the form? Okay, now I want you to see it being done. His wife sharpening the blades. She didn't look real happy when I saw her. There's 200 people in this room doing the exact same job. I'm going to stop it because I want to ask you a question. How many of those you think you can make a day?
10.
10?
3.
3?
20.
20?
40.
40? You can make one a day. And when we had them in Martinsville, Virginia, and Roanoke, Virginia, they could make one a day. Now, we paid those people 23 years ago in this country $19 an hour. With benefits, about $30 an hour. Highest paid people in our factory. He can make one of those a day. That cherry blank he's cutting it out of in those days was $10. It's about the same cost right now. So let's do the math. 8 hours times $30 is $240 plus $10 for the cost of the cherry. In Martinsville, Virginia, 23 years ago, that leg cost $250. Now you got 4 of them. Now you're $1,000. Then you're going to put a top on this. That's another $500 or $600. Now you're $1,600. You're going to put the cheapest finish you can. No distressing, no paint, no nothing. About another $300 or $400. You're at $2,000 on that cocktail table. I'm going to mark it up at Hooker Furniture 20%, and I'm going to sell it to Haverty's Furniture for $2,400, and you're going to retail it for $3,999 at 40% off. How many $4,000 cocktail tables you got? They were the first plants to leave this country where the occasional table is, because so much labor is in the product. And I take that exact same leg and go to China, and it costs $15. I go to Vietnam, it's $12. And you can take that exact quality table and sell it in this store for $399. Full market, every day you like. Because I just want you to see a couple things. You've got some inlaid things around here. Let me show you. This right here is a $5 million laser cutting machine. It cuts veneers, it cuts inlays for parts. If that one machine in China was in this country, it would be the top 2% value of all furniture factories in this country. Just that one machine. This is the high-tech part of these inlays that you see. You might see, it might be hand inlays, it might just be borders and stuff like that. But this is, I'll show you this machine. This is rare to ever get this footage because these machines usually smoke really bad, and there was enough wind blowing through, and cameras won't focus in smoke. It's just cutting parts to be hand inlaid. This is the high-tech part of that. So whenever you see an inlay, a machine's probably cut it like this, unless it's a long straight piece. You'll see it'll cut 2.5 hours on that one veneer. There's one that's already done. Now I wanted to show you that for a reason. You can't lay them up with a machine. And I'll show you that being done, all the stuff that you see. Here's how it's done. Now, here's what you have to understand about inlays. These are pieces of wood, and they're shrinking and they're swelling. You can cut it perfectly, but they won't fit a lot of times because the moisture content and the wood species are different. They shrink and swell differently. It is the worst puzzle you've ever put together in your life. This is one veneer that's been cut out. The white you see behind it is double stick tape that they put, and then they'll inlay all the little pieces. I want you to see it. This lady got 3 pieces in 5 minutes. I saw ladies work a whole hour and a half and not get one piece to fit. And that's why I'm showing you this one. If you like to do puzzles, this is your job. If you think it's slave labor, look how good her nails look, and she's wearing jewelry. Okay. If you like puzzles, here's your game. Yeah, all the color stuff. He's really good. The guy with me got so excited when she hit the third one, he took a photograph to see the flash go off, and she just, you see it doesn't fit. Shows in his photograph. Then she'll try another one. You know, it fit. There's over 150 people in this room doing this job. I was in there for 6 hours and never saw one of these finished. If you scrape that, you spill something. What was that?
What are they putting in it? What is that inlay from?
Oh, what is this?
What they're putting in?
These little pieces?
Yeah.
That's actually maple. This is walnut,
Okay.
and they're putting maple in there. The grainier a wood is, the more it shrinks and swells. So the walnut shrinks and swells a whole lot more than maple does, and that's where the problem is. But that you have to have different species to get different looks. If you scratch the top of this or ruin the top of this, who's going to fix it in this country? Who's got a $5 million machine to cut a new part? Nobody. Now, the reason I'm showing you this is because if you're not selling protection furnace on Casegoods, you'll be shot. I told 37 different cleaning, fix-it people in that area for them. This has been about a year ago. And I actually told that one cheap guy, again, he went up a little bit. And I said, I have 3 things wrong. How much it costs to fix them? The first thing I said, I have a Coca-Cola stain the size of my thumb on my microfiber sofa. I want you to come out the house and clean it. What do you think the cheapest guy of 37 told me?
$75.
How much?
$75.
Multiply that. Well, I tell you, just add $100 to it and you have it. Okay? It was $175. He was $165 the time I called before. He's now $175. For one time, a microfiber sofa, I could take a rag and clean it. And I said I have a Coca-Cola stain the size of my thumb on my leather sofa and it's dried. Guess how much the cheapest guy told me to fix that one time? You're right on the money. He was the cheapest guy. Most of them said $399 to $450, and that's if they didn't have to re-dye the panels. They did that, numbers were all over the place. One time, but then I said I have a Coca-Cola stain the size of my thumb on the top of my dining room table. Guess how much the cheapest guy was for that?
$5.
You're low. I had one guy said $8.99 if I brought the table into his shop. Everybody else was $1,500 to $2,000 to refinish the top. Now, this is what you need to understand. You can sell a $7.99 dinette suit over here. If you scratch the top of it, you can't fix it for $1,500. That's something your customer doesn't understand. They buy a $3.99 cocktail table, they scratch the top of it, $50, they can fix it. Not unless they got this little guy from China or Vietnam in the back seat of their car to do it for them. And that's why these programs are worth so much. The cost to fix. And that's why I'm showing you that. I want you to understand the values you have here. That's why I'm showing you this stuff. But I also want you to understand the values of your Guardsman protection programs are getting worth more and more every single day because of this stuff. But if I had a choice, I have a dining room suite and a sofa, and they say you can only buy the Guardsman on one, I'm not buying it on the sofa. I'm buying it on the wood every time because the cost to fix is so much bigger. You can't get parts for, you can get cushion covers. You get a cushion core every now and then if you need one. Try to get a base rail on a dresser. It doesn't exist. You can't get them. And so what happens is Guardsman has to replace. Now, about 90% of the things we go out on, we take care of the first time out. That's great for y'all. And I don't know if you know exactly how these protection programs work, but if somebody gets to the point of reselection, guess what? They get two offers. Let's say they bought a $3,000 leather sofa, and it's been ruined, we can't fix it. Guess what? They'll say, we've had it 4 years, 363 days. And we'll say to the customer, I'm sorry, ma'am, you got a leather sofa, it's cost you $3,000. You've almost used it for 5 years, but we can't fix it. You have two options. You have a $3,000 credit to go back into Haverty's and buy anything you want. If they want a dinette set, they can buy that fine. Or we'll give you, say, $1,500 to keep it. Every customer will be given a monetary amount and a full replacement amount. We don't prorate anything. But if it's a $3.99 recliner, we may give them $3.99 because by the time we buy another recliner, ship it in here, ship the house costs more than that to do it. And so it's a sliding scale. It's not a perfect percentage, but it is. They'll give them a monetary offer, a reasonable one, and a large amount of people taking the money. That's why you don't see many replacements in here. There's servicing going on all the time in your store, but you don't see them.